Welcome back to another edition of the Pitch Putt and Puff podcast. My name is Roger, aka RGB. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Just want to give a quick shout out to my man Nate from Acorn Hills for taking the time earlier in the week to sit down and make sure you guys check out his webpage, acornhills.co or acornhillsco.com. Use promo code PPP for 15% off. So shout out to Nate for that. Special episode this week. Got some local guests on. My regular co-host with me, JR. What's up, Jay?
Yeah, what's up?
And then we got returning this week is Anthony from the Upstate Golf Guys. What's up, Ant?
Hey, Raj.
And then a couple newcomers. We spoke about them earlier when the Upstate Golf Guys were on. We got Adam, the director of the Golf Week Amateur Tour for Upstate New York. What's up, Adam? How you doing, buddy?
How you doing? Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And his assistant director, Rob. What's up, Rob?
It's good. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Really excited to hear about what you guys are doing. Got a chance to hang out with you a little bit on Saturday at the simulator. So since you guys are new, just tell us before we really get into it, tell us a little bit about yourselves and how you guys got into golf.
All right. Yeah, my name is Adam again. I've been playing for probably about 30 years. Started when I was young. Had a par 3 course in Broadway, New York. Fell in love with the game right away. Self-taught. Never really had any lessons, but growing up, played high school golf at Johnstown High School. Played, almost college, but decided to go into the Navy. But I play, a lot of competitive golf in tournaments whenever I can. It's just overall. I mean, I play either recreational with friends or, in the tour right now. But I used to play a lot of NYSGA events locally. So been playing a long time.
Nice. What about you, Rob?
Yeah, Robert from Scanticoke. Grew up playing since I was like 18. Unfortunately, me and the guys, we didn't really take it serious until I was probably like maybe 35.
Okay, you're in the same boat as me, pretty much, man. Yep.
Yeah, I played a lot of Brunswick greens.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
So ask Anthony about Brunswick greens. I don't know if you heard a recent podcast. I talked about it. So when I first started playing, I went to book a tee time, and you know how the Yelp reviews or Facebook reviews or whatever pop up. Well, there's Anthony Farina. I've never been so disappointed in a course in my life. Going on this huge Karen rant to it, I was dying. It was awesome. It was pretty funny, but that's where I started playing too, up at Brunswick. It's just a perfect little course to swing the club and figure out what the hell you're doing.
Yeah, no doubt. And then I took it kind of to a different level. Took some lessons, and then within the past 2 years, I've taken it real serious. Anthony here and I have had some good battles. It's a great tour. We have a lot of fun, meet a lot of good people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's where I am right now.
See, it was pretty cool too. I noticed most of the guys up on Saturday play in the tour that was up there for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, I actually started the indoor during the wintertime because we can't play obviously outdoors in New York. But I decided to start something as the director of the Golf Week Tour. I decided when I started in 2021, I needed to get some people. So I decided to do the indoor league, and probably the majority of the people that play on a Saturday morning are new members or have been members of the tour.
Gotcha. Yeah, because it seemed like there was a good mixed variety of golfers there. So that's a good thing too. Because when I found out about it last year, a buddy of mine sent me your Facebook link or whatever, and I didn't really look into it. This idiot over here. I didn't really look into it, and I was like, damn, I don't want to go and spend all this money and not knowing there was different flights. I thought it was just one straight tournament. You're going out there, you're going to get your ass kicked because I was a 20-something handicap at the time. But then I found out there was a different flight. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what really the breakdown of the amateur tour is?
I mean, the amateur tour is a national tour. We're in our 30th year this year. It was started by Dennis McCormick. He's out in Hilton Head right now, but there's over 49 regions across the country. I actually started in the tour in 2020. My father passed. I was down in Myrtle Beach and working for the state. I was telecommuting 100%, so I went down there, and I was there for 5 months. And I was just online, and I Googled tours in Myrtle Beach, and I found this one. And I went to the first event. I ended up winning that, for the first time I was playing. And I ended up playing in 9 events for that year. And the director of Myrtle Beach at the time, I asked him how do you get it up in Albany in New York, and he said just start it.
Okay.
And I just said, oh, just okay. So
Yeah.
I ended up starting it in 2021 of January. And the first year, this is our third year for New York Upstate, but the first year we had over 75 members. We had 90 this past year, and looking to go 125 plus this year.
Oh wow.
But there's 5 different flights. I mean, that's most people, as you mentioned, when they see tour, they assume that it's for scratch golfers or low handicap players. But this particular tour has a champ flight through D flight. So whether you're a scratch or whether you're shooting 100 plus,
Right.
you can actually compete.
There's a spot
because
for you.
You're
right.
just literally playing your own flight. It's not net. It's just gross golf. But obviously you're flighted in that same division, so you don't have to worry whether you are scratch. We got some great competitive champ flights, and B, C, and D flight are pretty big, and it's competitive. Anthony and Rob can tell you, they've had battles this past year, and they've had 1 or 2 stroke differences between them, and they're not worried about what everybody else is shooting. So that's the great thing about this tour. And everybody in every flight at every event wins the same exact trophy, and we offer cash gift card payouts.
Oh, nice.
So we can't give cash out, but it's essentially a Visa debit card.
Right.
So it's not credit to the pro shop. That's what turned me off about the NYSGA, because when you go there, there's competitive golfers, but it's mainly lower handicaps.
Yeah.
And if you win it, you're just getting a $50 gift card. Here, you're getting cash prize gift debit cards. You got a lot of
you can spend your money where you want to spend it.
Big trophies. I mean, these are legit. You can go right on the Amateur Golf Tour website, and you can see some of the trophies that we have. That's what we offer. So
yeah, and I'll post all these links below in the description. Rob, so how'd you get involved with the tour?
I was looking to play competitive golf. I'm a big gambler. I just like to get it out there.
Sure.
And I just wanted to see what it was like to play in like a really cool field against other competitors, male or female.
Right.
And when I played in it, I was like, like I was telling your buddy here, there's no gimmies.
Yeah.
You're putting everything out. So you got like a 6-foot birdie putt or even a par putt, and you're like, okay, well, I have to make this.
Right.
And so for the first time, it was kind of intimidating. But then last year, I came on and I played every single event. I didn't miss an event last year.
And how many events are there usually annually?
We did 17 last year, correct?
17 last year, and then this year we're doing about 15 to 16.
Okay.
This year we're going to have 4 2-day majors. We call them majors. And we're almost like the PGA Tour in a sense that, those are pretty top-notch courses for those 2 days. But overall, probably 16 events this year.
Nice. Are you doing an event in Freer again?
Not sure yet. We're going to try to.
Okay.
Because we're building our schedule right now. We have 10 events. So we got a few more courses in the works. Some of the courses we're looking at right now is Boston Spa, Shaker Ridge, Freer Park. We might be adding that again this year. Enjoy, which is holds the senior tour.
Yeah, I played it this year for the first time with my my golf league. Nice course.
Yeah, we're just waiting on a call back from them, but I myself like to build the schedule. Speaking of the national tour yesterday, I was on a interview with them through their podcast, and we were mentioning some of the courses that we have. And as a tour director, when you build the schedule, obviously you want to give something that's a venue that's going to be intriguing.
Sure.
But we also want to make it not too easy for the champ A flights, but not too hard for the D, but a great experience, because a lot of the guys who play on the tour, they don't actually play these courses that we're playing. They wouldn't think of going to Verona, New York and playing Turning Stone.
Absolutely not. Right.
Going to Western New York and playing the Ranch, or even Enjoy.
Right.
So, I mean, that's one of the biggest things that people enjoy the most, or even some private courses that we're trying to work on to get on there, because most private courses you can only play on Monday, but they're probably willing to hold us on a weekend, so that's what's great. Because the tour's name is getting out there. So
it really is. I mean, when I showed up, because you guys did the Freer event last year, when I showed up and pulled in the parking lot, I was like, wow, this is really an event. Like, I knew you guys were going to be there, but I didn't know like what the setup was going to be. You got the promotion stuff all around, and then there was a huge amount of guys over there. I was like, wow, this looks something pretty interesting. So that's when I I found out Anthony and Mike were playing, and they're guys I knew through my buddy Brad, and I started to get a little intrigued. So like, what's the thing? Like, you got to be in a minimum of what, 4 events to qualify for the national?
Yeah, I mean, if you do join the tour, which we hope you all do, but listening, because you're gonna be happy you did. It's gonna be the best golf experience that you're ever gonna have around this area, even nationally. But if you do want to make nationals, which is held in October, this year is the 18th through the 20th of October. Um, it's in Hilton Head. They do require a 4 event minimum. And at the end of the year, they send out emails to all those who qualify. Because our tour is not as big as other tours, some tours in the region, nationally have 300 to 400 members.
Okay.
So a lot of those
That's
who
crazy.
are playing the New York Upstate will, if as long as they have 4 or more,
Yeah.
they'll probably get the invite to go play nationals.
Wow.
And if you don't decide you're going to be able to play nationals, you can play whenever you want. I mean, it's not required that you're going to be there like a golf league on a weekday or something like that. You play what you can, and we hope to see a lot more than 4. But
Sure,
there's
sure.
no limit that you can play.
Because now, like, is it if you go to just for people listening to clarify? So, like, if I go to a 2-day event, that counts as one.
Yeah, it counts as one event, but the points are double.
Okay.
So if it's almost like the FedEx.
Gotcha.
So if you win a regular event one day, there's 450 points for
Okay.
the first place. If you play in a 2-day, it's 900. So the more points you get each year, for example, this year, each flight,
Yeah.
we're doing a special that whoever wins at the end of the year in points overall in that flight, whoever holds it the longest during the year, because in this
That
tour,
was you, Ant?
yeah, Anthony won D.
Nice.
I actually took a flight this year,
Oh, nice.
but it's almost like the FedEx. So this year we're doing it. If you win that flight and you hold that first spot in that flight the longest, you'll get a free membership for the 2025 season, and then you also get a free 2-day.
So you're getting something out of it. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's
So it gives people more incentive to play more.
Yeah,
Because
absolutely.
they want to get that free, deal for the 2025 season.
It was funny. I want to throw this in there while we're on the topic. It was the end of the season. I was holding the top spot, and Adam was probably getting annoyed with me. I was messaging him. I'm like, is anybody going to travel and play another event? And so they're going to Don's probably going to go down and play this event in the Carolinas, or I'm like, because I was like, is this official yet? And it's not official until the actual season, until nationals happen. So there was a couple more events, and a couple of our guys travel. I mean, a couple of them traveled to Arizona and played, what was it, TPC?
TPC Scottsdale, at the Waste Tire.
Nice.
So there's some big courses nationally on tour out there. If you're in Florida and there's an event and you're part of this tour, and
So that's cool.
there,
So you can be
you can play
anywhere,
there.
as long as you're a member of any part of it. Say you're down in Florida on vacation, you can go jump on one of their
Yeah,
events.
I mean, you can sign up. You sign up to be a member for New York Upstate. You can actually, if you take a vacation in California, say you go down to Orlando with your family, or
Yeah.
even Virginia, if there's
That's
a tour
really
in that
cool.
local area, you can sign up. They have an event that particular time frame that you're going down there. We also have, I think, 12 regional events. I myself am going down end of February to Myrtle Beach for a 4-ball.
Oh, nice.
I'm a champ flight now, but me and a D flight player who actually just signed up this year.
Okay.
He got so excited for this tour that he said, "I want to go with you." So we're going down to Myrtle Beach at the end of February, playing the Barefoot Resort Love and Die, where they had the big break. The first year they did the big break, that course.
Mm-hmm.
So, like you said, I mean, if you're a member of New York Upstate, you can play anywhere. You can play here, you can play nationally. So if you get points here and you go play Florida, you'll still get points from that particular event outside of us.
Account. That's really cool.
What's your guys' favorite like tournament style of play? Like a scramble, a best ball, a 4-ball?
Personally, I just like individual because I've been playing a lot of tournament play, but that's my thing. I do like having a team play 2-ball. That is fun because you rely on another guy and just have teamwork. But for me, it's individual.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Adam. I like individual, but there's nothing like a good 4-man scramble on a Friday afternoon.
Sure, sure.
Now you're shooting like
Drinks
1,200.
drinks are free.
You feel good about yourself. You're like,
5 beer tokens
Yeah.
are all gone.
Yeah. There's
Eat
always
all over the golf cart.
There's always a good time with the boys.
4-man scramble than ever.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's always some crazy when you're doing the scrambles with the boys. When you're out there doing that, though, there's always like one crazy shot, like a 70-foot putt or a crazy chip in or something.
Well, when somebody has a safe one out there, then it's all in. You know, I just go crazy.
Yeah.
I'm going for it. I'm going for the green here.
So go ahead.
Not to toot our own horn, but we shot 16 under at Gillette.
Yeah, Gillette Ridge, yeah.
Yeah, the 4 was shot
Possible 10
16
too.
under.
We went nuts. Yeah,
Impossible
crazy.
too.
Possible 10, 16 under. Second was 13, but we went nuts that day. We couldn't miss.
Wow.
We were chipping in.
Just having one of those days.
Dang.
So how many? You said there's what 49 total branches for the tour.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's 49. I think 50 possibly. I think we got another region that just started up this particular year.
Wow.
Out in Southern California, I think.
And it just continues to grow. Obviously, it just continues.
It just continues to grow. Dennis McCormick, like I said, the main director of the actual tour, he started 30 years ago because he, like every other golfer, was good enough where he could play competitively, but he knew that he was never going to go on tour. And the nice thing about this particular tour is that you will go to events and you do feel like a PGA professional.
Right.
I mean, you know, when you register for an event, obviously if you become a member, you have to be a member to play. But
Right.
once you register, you just are paying electronically. You show up that morning, you hit us up at the desk, you register, you hit up the range. You know, you're stretching, you're warming up, your cards are all lined up with your name on there, and then you go off. We do first tee, so we do actual tee times.
Okay.
And we got flags up there, like you
Yeah,
said.
yeah. The atmosphere was legit.
You got crowds watching you. You got the people that are, seeing all that.
Sometimes you got like people who are just golfing or just hanging out at the patio coming in.
Sure.
A lot of the times, last year what I would do is I would usually be the first one out because I would make sure I'm at the end for everybody when they come in and turn their scorecards in. But a couple of times I would take all the flags around that I put up in the beginning and I would line them up on the 18th hole, so there'd be 7 or 8 flags. So guys who are C and D flights coming in at the end, not used to this, they come up and now they're like, wait, whoa.
Look at this atmosphere.
Look at this. Look at these 14-foot high banners all lined up on the 18th green.
Rob got a little story. Where was it? It was actually Norman side, right? When I had the playoff hole with Brian, but we were actually watching from up on the hill, and Rob was falling apart. I mean, he was right there with us. He was actually leading the whole way, and we shouldn't have been there watching. I think he ended up. We were waiting because we were watching to see if he was going to be part of our playoff hole.
Right.
And
that was at the ranch.
So that was Norman side. I think.
Oh, Norman side.
Or was it Norman side?
Yeah, Norman side 18th.
But that's the stuff. That's what goes down on these tournaments. Though there's a lot of your heart and soul goes into it, and you're on it. You're watching the live scoring, and you're seeing where you're at on 18. And
So you can see the live score
while you're out there.
Absolutely. Oh, that's awesome.
You're watching. You see where you're at, and
right on your phone. You
That's
can
the
see
best pipes, man. That's
you can
awesome.
see your skins on there too. So if you're in the skins, if you're doing skins for that particular event and live scoring, you just go in, you look at the live leaderboard. So after every hole, one of the guys in your group punches in the scores because your names are already on the actual website.
Okay.
And then as you're playing, it pops up. You see if your skin's winning and whatnot.
See,
hey Adam, what did that guy win in nationals? The one single skin winner.
It was like 1,500.
Wow.
We had an icebreaker tournament at Harbor Town back in the end of early January.
1750.
Yeah, we had one guy who went out there, Shannon Loveridge. He went out there and played, and one of the guys on day 2, he was a C flighter, right? And who would have thought? Most people would think, well, I can't win skins. I'm a C flighter. Well, they play different tees, obviously, but he ended up winning the only skin of birdie on number 9, and he ended up winning like 1,800 total.
Being a sea fighter, just a regular dude.
Yeah, he just made it. He chipped it in. What Shannon was saying, he was playing with him. He talked to him afterwards, and he just had a lucky chip in and won 1,800.
That's how my buddy Bub. That's the type of shit Bub would do because he'd get some crazy chip in like on 7 or something up there for you, and it'd be like the most difficult pin placement of the day. He'd chip it in, save his putt, and have one of those crazy shots. So some of your favorite courses that you guys have played in general and around here. We'll just go in general, like traveling wise. What's your favorite course you played traveling wise?
Traveling wise, it would probably be Crump and Fox because I won. That's traveling. Locally, I think Normanside's a beautiful course.
Yeah.
Top 2 for me, definitely. The amount of work that they put in there is amazing. The clubhouse is ridiculously awesome. and I still would go Saratoga National,
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I mean, for me, locally, it would definitely be probably Saratoga National.
Mhm.
There's nothing like when you drive into the actual course. If you
Yep.
haven't played Saratoga National, I mean, it's probably about a 2 mile drive into the actual course. It's almost like Van Patten,
Yeah.
but it's longer, and
Yep.
you see a lot of the holes, and then you get to the clubhouse. This is like a big mansion, but the nice thing about National is you pay your round. I mean, it is high. Don't go during track season.
No.
I think it's like $250. It's almost Pebble Beach price, but
That's what it was. I went for like I think my 35th birthday. We went up there.
Yeah.
Day after Traverse, it was like $250.
Yeah, it's crazy. But you know, the nice thing about National is that you get the big old pyramid of range balls, and you got the chipping areas,
Yep.
big putting green, and but probably for me, within like a 2 mile, 2 hour radius of Albany, it's probably Kailua at Turning Stone.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess it's like one of the top 3
You
hardest
played
in
there?
New York.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Obviously, there's nothing like Bethpage Black. That's probably one of my favorite New York courses.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely Kailua. We're playing Shenandoah this year because we played Kailua last year, but phenomenal. And also this year we have the Ranch, which
Where's that? I heard you talking
that's
about that.
in Western Mass.
Beautiful.
It's probably about an hour from Albany,
Okay.
but it's a
So far
phenomenal
from you,
course.
huh?
I mean, one of the holes is a par 5 that has a 300-foot drop off your tee.
Yeah.
So it's like a 560 from the tips.
It's 9, right?
I had 160 in for my second because it's just so high. I
Yeah.
mean, it's higher than fairways a half moon par 3 that they have.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's
I love
well
that
above
hole.
So yeah, I have to say, Crump and Fox is my favorite as well.
Why is that? Ant?
Even though, well, I went to Crump and Fox for years before. I might have told it. Adam, did I tell you about Crump and Fox? So I was going probably for 3 years prior to joining the tour, and part of the reason I love it out there is actually the people. Brian, shout out to him, the PGA professional. He's just an awesome guy. You know, I when I met him, gave me his card. He said, anything you need, tee times. He goes, I got you. Just call me personally. It's kind of people that are out there, and the food out there, Zeke's, is top notch. Everybody's friendly, cool as hell. I did lose by like 1 stroke to Rob out there.
Wait,
Well-
real quick, I had a question for you. Didn't you guys play it the day before and I still beat you?
No, good question. No, actually, we played another hidden gem. That was closed because of a lot of rain they got. It was
Yeah,
wet.
that's right. Yep.
So we played,
It's pretty damn.
oh my God, Brattleboro, Vermont. We played, it's about 10 miles away. Really cool course, hidden gem, good shape. We ended up playing that course. So no, but I should have still beat you with my previous experience on the course. But
It's all over.
but yeah.
Can I just say one thing about the tour real quick?
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Yeah, before we maybe jump off topic. I feel like people need to understand consistency
Yep.
on the tour is huge.
Oh yeah.
Not taking anything away from Anthony because he's a great guy, great golfer. If he's on his game, it's over.
Sure.
I held the lead for like 3/4 of the year. I had 2 wins and I still lost. So it's not really about winning every week.
It was showing up.
It's about staying in the like every week consistently top 5.
They make fun of me because I literally probably had second, maybe
Probably
eight,
like
9 times,
this
and
year.
not just exaggerating, literally second. And 3 of those times was playoff holes that I lost. Didn't win 1 playoff hole. But I won the points, the season points, because you get, X amount of points for second place, and like Rob just said, going consistently. If you could be in the top 3 or 4, you're going to be up there at the end of the year in points.
Right. Right.
And there's definitely some perks. Adam mentioned earlier with your
Yeah, like you said, you got a sea fighter, got the only birdie of the day, and was walking away with $1,400-1,500 bucks.
oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, our particular, that was a regional event in nationals. I mean, it's thousands because last year we had about 1,000 people played nationally. But again, 5 flights.
Right.
This year we probably average on our tour probably $300 to $500 worth of skins every. Well, Adam, I can tell you right now, when you had to do everything by hand, the Vermont course, I was the only winner, and so I won. That was my only time I won, and I was the only person to take a skin, and it was like $350.
Yeah,
It was a nice chunk.
Pays for the
me.
weekend pretty much.
Absolutely, it was. I was really happy leaving there with the trophy on my lap, riding home. I was petting that trophy the whole way home. I mean, that's at the end of the day, I mean, when I first started this tour, I wasn't doing it just because I wanted to be a director of something, or I just wanted to, start something up in this area just because I wanted to compete with NYSG or something like that. No, my actual reason of this is because I want to have people who don't experience the excitement of a winning event.
Of the tour,
Yeah, like
right,
when I was
right.
in Myrtle Beach, when I first went on and I played and I won my first event, there was a guy who was probably about 75 years old in D flight, and he won the event. He's 75. He's been playing for probably 40 years, just recreational and whatnot. And he won, and the tournament we had was like a cup. It was a ceramic. It was probably about 2 feet tall.
Yeah.
This guy was so pumped.
Oh yeah.
And he went into the bar. He filled it up with beer. He bought everybody rounds because he's like, "This is the first time I ever won a tournament.
Yeah.
I love it."
That's
and
awesome.
I saw him this past year at Hilton Head in one of the events at the directors meeting. He's actually one of the now directors, and he was just still talking about that story. I was telling him, I was like, "Man, the first time I ever won a tournament, I couldn't believe it."
Right.
How excited you were, and it's because of that. I mean, when you see Anthony, when you see Rob, or you see someone, you got a guy named Don Frame, older guy.
Yeah.
When you see guys who are not used to just going out and competing, not only are you going to go there to, like Rob says, you're going to have a 2-foot gimme. No, you don't. You got a 2-foot putt. You're going to feel the nerves. You're going to feel the pressure. You're going to feel the tension. But you're going to go back to your carts, and you're going to realize that the guys you're playing with are great dudes. I mean, we still hang out with everybody who's on the tour. I mean, for the past 3 years, I mean, our relationships with them, the golf, we're excited to see each other. You have a great time. I mean, it's all about fun.
And that's what I could tell you too, just from this past weekend when I was over there with you guys. The camaraderie amongst the group, everybody was getting along real well. And then like I walked in and was like, "Hey, what's up, man?" Like they make you. I was felt at home. We get going there, not knowing anybody. Like I didn't even know you were walking in the door there. A couple of Facebook conversations or busting chops and text messages. Looking forward to doing a little pitch putt and puff, and the New York Golf Tour goes to the Cape and see what happens out there. So trying to lock that in. That's a good time.
It's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be a lot of fun.
So it's crazy if I could tell like a 2-minute story.
Yeah, go for it, man.
So I went to nationals this year, and I'm in D-Flight. This is Robert, by the way, and it's pretty nerve-wracking. So just so everyone knows, you don't play the same course over. You're on 2 different courses.
Oh, really?
Yes. So they split it.
Oh, that's cool.
Correct. So you'll say I had 130 guys in my flight. Like
this is a national.
National.
Okay.
70 plays one course, and then the next day that 70 plays the other course, while the other 70 plays the other course.
Okay.
Now they have skins for every flight.
Sure.
So there was one guy who won the skins for D flight, and he won $1,750 because he was the only skin that day for D flight. So then what they do is at the end of the 2-day, they take the top percentage of scores.
Yep.
They play on the harder course, the course with the hardest slope rating.
Yeah. Sure.
So then they go at it. So I was fortunate enough to be in the top percentage, and I actually came in 30th. But just
it's really good,
just the competition, you're not going to play with a guy you went there with.
Right. Yeah. You're gonna play.
Like I played with dudes from like Florida, South Carolina, Georgia, Texas, Ohio. Like it was great.
I was watching from home, watched scoreboard watching, and I saw Rob was in contentions after day 2, and I shot them all a message, wishing them luck. But that's another thing that's cool. You could watch from home, and you could watch the score even if you don't go. And what's that feeling? What was the feeling like? I mean, after the second night, Rob, going into the 3rd day, and knowing you had a shot. I mean, you were within maybe 8-9 strokes of the leader. Rob was hot cooling it. He was
the problem was that I started out great both days, and then the last 3 holes, I was telling your guy here, I went triple. So I was like top 10 both days, and then it was just mentally, maybe I was tired. I just fell apart. It is what it is. No excuse. But then Adam here, the last day was like, "Bro, you just got to do it. Just let it all go." I wasn't hitting the driver real great the weekend, And he's like, you know what? Just clear it all out of your mind, let the driver
I
go.
said leave it home.
Yeah, he said, but no, you know what? I took the driver out on the first tee, smoked one with like 270 dead straight, and for the rest of the day, hit my driver great. And I was in, I went from 58th to 30th.
Man, that's
Awesome.
a nice jump.
Yeah.
So you're like playing with us on a Sunday in the pitch putt and puff. There's usually if you're the last group out and like you see it with certain guys like Bub for example. You see him. We use me and my buddy Bub. We have a back and forth. Like we're literally about the same golfer, and our score is like he'll go on like an early winning streak like 10 rounds in a row, and I'll win like 10 rounds in a row, and then we'll go back and forth, back and forth. And there was one.
And then I'll win 40 in a row.
Yeah, I'll get Jay like one out of every 40.
Yeah,
But,
I just let him win those first 20.
Yeah. So it's there was one round where Bub was beating me like going. I think he was up like 3 strokes going into 18, and it's on the Instagram page. And he literally like 4 putts. And I'm sitting there and I'm talking shit. I'm like, don't blow it, don't blow it. Like I mean, that's a stressful, Freer, and that's a tough green. Those greens are tough over there. They're brutal. They literally like. That's why I'm curious. Like those greens compared to some of the places you guys go, how are they difficulty wise? Where do you rank them?
Fair Park screens compared?
Like
I think Fair Park has the toughest screens.
And these are guys that don't play normally there.
No,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like if you go play Fair Park on a Sunday, you're like by the 3rd hole, you're like, does this guy think it is like Masters like Sunday? Like what's going on?
No, I'm so glad you said that because I literally say the keeper like wants to fuck with us on Sunday.
Yeah.
He's literally like
Greg Tudor.
he doesn't like the group that plays in front of us, so because they bust his balls all the time, so they want to make a reason for it to be difficult. And if you go out there on a Sunday, it's the most difficult round you're gonna have.
Yeah, I remember playing in the Rensselaer County Am a couple years back, and there's a guy in our group. I was playing really well the first day, but what is it, 5 or 6? That par 5 uphill.
7.
7. So he gets in 2 on 7. He's got the pins in the front left middle, the front middle.
Yeah.
And he hits the second shot like maybe 22 feet for eagle.
Yeah.
And this was the first. I haven't played Fair Park in a while, so I chipped on close for a birdie, and I remember I had like 2 feet. I get up there and I tap it in, and he has his eagle putt, and he was all confident and everything. He's like, "This is gonna be your skin if I make it." And I was like, "Okay, good luck."
Sure.
So I didn't realize what was about to happen. I mean, this guy hit the putt. It just blew by the hole just barely. This thing rolled all the way down the hill, and he had like 60 yards for his for a birdie chip.
Yeah.
He was almost down to the tee box on. He lost down with a 9. I remember this. But I couldn't believe it. I actually was looking around the hole, wondering what happened, like if he hit something or whatnot, because I've never seen a ball go that far. It just kept going and going and going.
They supposedly fixed that hole. I mean, it still happens.
It's better than it was.
It's better, but it's
Still happens to me.
it's still crazy. So
That's faster than Augusta National.
yeah,
It's
probably right. I mean, I
It
don't know.
just trickled.
balls
It
go
just
in the
trickled
rough
by the hole.
down
It's
the
even
hill,
ball.
like-
And it just went.
You
you
60
can
yards
putt and
down
shit
the
from
hill.
like 30 yards after that.
Oh,
That
absolutely,
was nuts.
absolutely.
So you were talking about like some of the toughest greens.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Adam's played a ton of courses, but I'm lucky enough to have some really cool friends who are members at a lot of different courses.
Yeah, sure.
So there's only I think there's one course I haven't played in the Capital Region, and that would be the one behind Siena. I think that's the only course.
Scarlet Meadows.
It's the
Scarlet
only
Meadows, yeah.
Scarlet Meadows is the only one I haven't played. I can
Okay.
tell you right now that if you're not on your game at Boston Spa Country Club, those greens will eat you alive.
Yeah, there's
Albany Country Club. I mean, ACC was
I've played
insane.
well there.
but those greens, I
Yeah.
mean, they're so tough.
yeah, like
Fast and
that. Like for
most,
Fear,
hilly.
for example, I call the first 3 holes, or not the first 3. So I call it's 2 through 5. I call it the gauntlet because that determines your round for the day. Because you got 2, which is that uphill par 3. You get past that whole putt, and you're 2 or 3 putting automatically coming back. 3, it's a roller coaster in there. You never know where that's going. 4's got the false front. You're going to drop off if you don't land it properly, or you're going to go long. And then the 5th one, it's also a slope. And then 6 is a crazy putting too. I mean, it's all
7
crazy.
and then 8, even 8.
Eight.
8 is like you don't realize it, but I'll have like the most beautiful shot from 100 out.
Yep.
Put it high, put it where I want to put it, and it still rolls down off the green. Like it's like,
crazy.
where do you even put it? Where you got to literally come in with a draw.
I'm glad
Or
you
else
guys are saying this too,
it's-
as outs like
You're
not playing that
iron
court.
in
I played every day,
120 at Freer.
and that's the thing too. Like I
was
was just thinking, like
You have to land it where you
I think
know
I heard you
balls
mention
are
the
and
other
shit.
day
Can't
when I
just
was
hit it out
golfing
the
with
green,
you,
it's not gonna
like
work.
guys don't want to leave the regular course.
No,
Guys,
yeah,
you
they
mentioned
don't.
that, and I was like, damn, you're right, because like it's easy for me. We all have memberships, so it's easy to get the guys, yo, let's go play Sunday, boom, boom, boom. But like I play other courses, but it's randomly. Hey, you want to go with the tournament for work? You want to go play in a scramble? You want to do this? But I want to go play that course on a regular round and see how I do. Like Orchard Creek, I played it in a scramble one time, and I think I played it once prior.
Yeah.
So like a course like that, and other certain courses. So like that was something that definitely stood out to me. And I was curious to your opinion of Freer Park because of playing so many different courses.
Yeah, I mean, for me, obviously Freer Park is definitely top notch now with the upgrades that they've had. I mean, the tee
Absolutely.
boxes are probably up there as one of the best.
Yeah.
For me, when I play, I'm like I said, I'm pretty solid overall. I
Mhm.
consider myself to be a really good player.
Yeah, I could tell. You taught me a couple things just hanging out the other
Yeah,
day.
I mean, I can teach well. I'm not an actual professional teacher, but I mean, when I decide courses, I mean, obviously, we want to have something that's really nice
Mhm.
and fun. But I mean, a lot of the things that get me are the greens.
Yeah.
I mean, are the greens rolling? Are the tee boxes are important. The way they look. Sand traps, are they maintained?
Sure.
Because you aren't going to get the experience
Of a
real
tour.
golf
Yeah.
if the course itself is not willing to maintain the course. And with this tour, it's if you play this tour and you're just one of those guys listening right now that just stays in that one course or goes to another course and you're just playing in like a weekday loop, just
Right.
give this a try.
Right.
Because you're not only going to have fun with the people playing, but you're going to get better. I mean, if you play this year and you aren't better
Mm-hmm.
than you were when you first started the season, I'll say it right now, I'll give you your membership money back because you will get better.
Competitive golf is going to make you better. I learned that myself when JR got me in the league. We do a Friday night league, and I was terrible. I was shooting in the 115s. I was terrible.
Yo, his first year in that league, he could not handle playing against somebody.
Like the competition, and I'm an athlete. Like,
Yeah, it's like, yo, Jay, 50, 52.
it was
I'm like,
brutal.
Damn,
But then
that's tough.
Then the second year I came in, I was in the C flight of our league. I came in, I won the C flight, the last half of the division. This year struggled a little bit early on, but then we did like a tournament style, and I ended up having a really good like last 2 rounds of the tournament. It's similar to what you guys did. We just broke it down over 4 weeks and ended up coming in with the low score for
Came
that.
in second in that league last year. I lost to a 18 handicap 75-year-old guy.
Yeah, that was.
I shot a 39 and I was getting like 5, so I shot like a 34.
And you
And
got
the
probably
guy
hosed too, right?
shot like a 31.
Yeah, it was brutal. It was
So,
brutal.
yeah, so I got a question for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever played Mohawk Country Club?
No, I didn't
The
play.
one on Union.
Yeah, no, I don't. I didn't play it this year. So Freer Park usually closes like early no, was it early, like right around Halloween, and we go to Eagle Crest because I have a buddy up there. We try to meet up with some guys from Clifton Park and play a couple more rounds up there. But then once that kind of gets too cold, all the pitch bump puff guys go up to Mohawk.
Mohawk River.
Yeah, but I go
Yeah.
down to the city to do
Oh,
the
okay.
Christmas tree thing. So
Yeah.
I'm usually gone because that's pretty much November.
Is that the one that's open all year, Rob? Or-
Yeah, Mohawk River's the one open all year. Mohawk Country Club is on Union Street, like Upper Union.
Okay, no, I
If you
haven't
can get
been
on
there.
there.
No.
It's absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
It's full private.
Yep.
Yeah, we played there 2 years ago
Yeah, it's amazing.
for the tour.
What about Wolfert's Roost? You guys get up there?
Yeah.
What you think about that?
It's narrow, small.
That has the, in my opinion, outside of Freer Park, they probably have the quickest greens.
Yeah.
One of the top 3 in the area. I mean, like,
I like
if you are above the
I
hole,
kinda like it.
that thing's gonna
I'm
roll.
gonna go.
But that's a good course. I always play there. Not this past 3 years, but they always do a military thing. As I said, I was in the Navy, but
Mhm.
they usually do a thing for vets where you go on a weekend and play, and
Nice.
it's a 2-man. So my friend and I used to go there like 5-6 years in a row. We played there, and one of my friends actually is a member there, so I play there at least twice a year. But I actually like that course a lot.
That's cool.
I wanted to just real quick, so anyone listening about our tour knows, so that it doesn't catch them off guard. We have a triple bogey max.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if say it's par 5,
Yep.
once you get to 8, you're just picking your ball up.
Except
Yeah.
Champ Flight.
Except Champ Flight. So you're just keeping the it's meant to keep the pace of play up.
Mm-hmm.
But not to frustrate.
It has-
But not the first.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So I've seen people on the green in 3,
Yep.
and I've seen 4 putt.
Yeah, sure.
It has helped me in many ways in the tour, but it's also definitely hurt me. I mean, in situations like on a par 3 when
It's good if you're the guy about to shoot that 10 or 12.
Right.
You're walking away with an 8.
right.
Go down, sit down.
But when you're going down,
when
when you're in the this is a situation that happened to me. You're in. Put yourself here. In my shoes here, we're on 17. I forgot what course it was, but I'm battling back against the dude, right? He was probably 3 or 4 strokes ahead of me at the time, going into 17, right? He dunks it in the pond, okay? Hits it again. I put it over the green, so I have a really good chance to go up and down for par, okay? Again, I'll say I think he was up like 4 strokes, 17. So I didn't have a lot of room to come back. I didn't have it's a lot of wiggle room. But he put it in the pond again from the drop area. So he just picked up, took his 6. I ended up bogeying. So in the end, it was like in a situation like that, it was 2 strokes that I only gained on the guy going into 18. That was one of the ones I finished second in. But it's like, if it's, you think about what would you have really got where I really went up and, almost up and down for par. But it's those are the situations where it's definitely helped me more than hurt me. I'm just going to.
You can in there another hour on that whole.
Right.
Right.
What's your? I got a question for you guys.
What's up?
What do you think? Fair Park. Do you think the front is harder or the back?
Front all day.
All day.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
I agree, but I score better on the front than I do. I score better on the front than I do on the back.
So the back, there's really not too many places you can get into trouble. I struggle on the 12th hole for whatever reason. That hole just eats me up. But other than that, there's really not too many places to really get in trouble. But with the front, there's a lot of the putting is what kills you in the front. There's a lot of strokes you're going to get on putting. If you look at it just in like we were just talking about, the first 6 holes alone before you even get to 7, the difficulty of the putting levels. Then you go 7 and 8, and you're on the slopes and up and down. Where the back, it's a little bit flatter. So
is it 12 on the back that runs along the woods, but if you get a great tee
the
shot,
dog leg.
the dog leg left.
Yeah, the dog leg left, right?
Yeah.
You could be in between the 2 bunkers with a nice,
It's a birdie hole.
60-yard chip.
It's a birdie hole all day.
Okay.
Yeah. So like 12 and 6 are like the big birdie holes. Like you really got to 6. It could be an easy hole. It's all about your approach shot.
The back 9 is longer. It's just more wide open, right?
It's more wide open.
But it's definitely longer.
You miss a fairway, you're on the other fairway. You just play it up the other side, and you're not really in trouble.
The front 9, you have a couple real short par 4s. Front 9, I mean, but they're get yourself in trouble also.
Yeah, like hole 8. Hole 8 is
it's the hardest hole on the course.
It's a funny hole, but when we played it this past year on the 2-day tour, we got rained on. But I remember the first day I hit it towards the pin. It was on the middle.
Okay.
Middle pin, and I hit next to the pin, and it rolled down to the right side of the green, just off. So the second day it was on the right side, and instead of aiming at the pin, I just shot my pitching wedge in the middle of the green, and I had a little spin, and it went all the way down to the hole. Probably like 35, 40 feet roll down the pin to about like 1.5 feet.
Yep.
And he was like, wow. He goes, I thought that was a really bad shot. And I was like, no, I actually played the center because yesterday it rolled to where the pin is now.
Yeah.
So, but that's just, and then the next hole, the 9, that par 3, that green is nuts too because it can roll either way. So, Fair Park, it's definitely, those greens are slopey for sure.
Yeah, I definitely like the back 9 a little bit better. The front 9 is just with the hills, your iron shots. You can hit a great iron shot, like, yeah, it's great. And then you get up there and it's like, no, it hit there and then went down that slope. And now you're like chipping on.
Right.
And
You have a couple reachable par 5s in the back 9.
Sure.
I liked how we were talking earlier about, we played back in the day.
Right.
And remember, like, you'd be with your boys and the hole with the valley.
Oh, yeah,
And you're like, let's see who can drive over the.
We still do
remember
that.
back in the day?
We still do it.
Yeah, but now it's like, I feel
We
like
go for the
it's
green
not
now.
like
Yeah,
that.
we're
Now
driving
we
the
go for the
green now. Right.
Back in the day, we were like, yo, who can get over the valley?
Oh, yeah.
There's another hole I love that people drive instead of playing it safe, and that's another thing about the tour is you have to use your head on the course.
Competitive golf. Yeah.
Okay, like if you don't put your driver away and hit a 6-iron.
Yep.
But like, what hole is it where people love to try and drive the green? You have to hug the left side. 6.
6.
And then they end up in the fescue, and then they end up
Yeah.
and then they're
Got
like
7.
chopping
Yeah,
out
well,
of the
this
fescue.
now you got a little bit more of a chance because they move the tee box sometimes over to the right side,
To the
so
right
it gives you
side,
a little
yeah.
bit of an angle. This guy right here, he's got this draw. He's a hockey player, so he's got like this snap hook here, and he'll
Told
hit
you
it
to
out
do
there,
that
and
shit.
it looks like it's going to the fucking parking lot.
Oh, he aims at the baseball.
Yeah.
Dude, I
fence.
shoot it
dugout.
over. I shoot it over the last tree on the
Pulls
right,
the e-brake. This thing
and then I
drips
turn
over.
it. Yeah.
I've seen him run it up there a few times.
But I'm
I've seen
doing
him
shit like
drive
that,
18
trying to
a
show
few
off
times.
is why I get a snap hook with my driver sometimes.
Especially on
Being
hole
stupid.
6 too. If you're on hole 6 and you hit a second shot and you're over on
You're
that
done.
green, I sit in that chip.
Done.
It's nuts, that hole.
I've hit that green one time
On off the tee.
on 6. I've hit that green once. I went tee box on the left, teed it up high, went over all the trees, got up there, and I had like 10-footer or something. I
Were
think
you
I
below or
two-putt
above the hole?
above.
So
But
you
it was
probably
way
just
down,
tapped
yeah.
that thing, huh?
Another
Yeah.
thing back before I forget on tour talk, I learned just last year the stake rules. You know, I didn't really know much about the white stakes, red stakes. I just thought if you're out of bounds, take a drop, stroke penalty, and play away. But I mean, I never knew white stakes meant. You know, you got to redrive. You're not.
Yeah.
You know, you're not taking
That would
that
be
drop.
like
I
everybody's
always.
problem for
so
starting out. Like
There's
all the
definitely
rules.
rules. There's definitely rules you learn throughout with the tour. 'Cause
I wouldn't know all the
Yeah,
fucking
and then
rules.
with the ruling and stuff, obviously a lot of people that don't know the full rule book front and back. But I mean, the nice thing about the tour is that you know, in the group of 4 guys that you're with, or even 3 sometimes, depending on how many we have, you know, sometimes we do threesomes.
Yep.
You know, if there's always a discrepancy in that group anyway, we always say do the 2-ball play and then come after and see me, or my phone is usually on, even though I play in every event. 'Cause,
Right.
You know, some directors nationally, they don't.
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, I'd be so bored. Like, I couldn't just check people in and just drive around in a golf cart. Like, here you go, how's it going out here? You know, I just play.
Right.
But you know, you can check with myself or Rob, and we got 2 other guys who will help as assistant directors. But for those listening, I haven't given the website yet, but I'll just
Plug it.
amateurgolftour.net. You just go to the homepage and click Find a Tour Near Me. You can go down to New York Upstate. If you want to join, it's $100 for the membership for the year. Including in that, you'll get a $50 coupon for merchandise at the pro shop on the website, which is really nice. I mean, they got Under Armour shirts, Under Armour pullovers. You know, so you can join now, do the submission form with your name, address, phone number, email, etc. Then after you submit that, the payment button's right there. But you will get emailed that $50 coupon. So I mean, it's not a lot. I mean,
So it's $50 basically, and you get a new shirt out of it, pretty much.
yeah, you get merchandise. You know, right on the pro shop, you can actually see that as well. It takes a few weeks to get it out because what they do is in big batches, and they get it embroidered with the Golf Week Tour logo. Also, if you want to text me or call me, my phone number is 518-705-0820. I also have an email, New York Upstate at amateurgolftour.net. If you have any questions, just so I can throw that out there, and we'll get back to talking.
No,
Talking golf.
plug it up, man. Plug it up for sure. I want to get this. So that's one of the questions I have for you earlier. So how many players do you have for like each division?
Right now, each division, probably in our champ plate, we got. We're trying to build that. So
Sure.
if you guys are listening and you're a 4 handicap or 3.9 or lower, you know, that's definitely great. We're trying to build our champ plate up. A lot of guys are not obviously, you know, near scratch golfers in the local area, but I would say our B, C, and D flight are probably our biggest.
Okay.
Usually at every event, they're averaging about 14 to 15, almost 20 for
Okay.
those. So those are the more competitive. So obviously you guys are going to get paid out more for those particular events, you know, for those flights. But, you know, that's obviously good.
Yeah.
But you know, for B, C, and D are
Yeah,
obviously
right.
A is a little bit more
The golfers.
competitive in the sense that I think most of our A flight guys, if they're losing it or if they're winning a tournament, they only won maybe by 1 stroke to 5 is the difference between first and last because they're 4.0 to 8.9.
Okay.
Now, one thing about the handicap is that a lot of people will ask me who sign up. You know, they'll text me and say, "Hey, I don't have a handicap, or I don't have a GIN, or
Yeah.
GIN, whatever you call it, or a USGA handicap."
Sure.
And I say, "That's fine. What do you normally shoot on any given round, and they'll tell me, and I'll
Mhm.
say, well, you're probably around this. Because what they do is you put in a handicap, and as you play, they'll seed you to your flight.
Okay.
So sandbagging on this tour is very minimal.
Right.
It doesn't happen often. And if it does, and these guys are playing it on the fence, I mean, shame on them.
Right.
But the system that they have on the national level, after every event, I submit the scores nationally. They put them on the website. They put your points up, and they adjust your handicap.
Oh, that's really cool.
Like I was in A flight going in the beginning of this year, and I think it was like 2 weeks before the end of our season, I got moved to champ.
Mhm.
I'm at 3.3 now, but
Yeah.
we had another guy who was in A. He got moved after the last event, so he had to go to nationals in champ flight. And the guys in champ flight, I mean, I love playing with good players because it makes me better. But this year the guy who won nationals in champ flight, he shot 3 under. Which is phenomenal. I mean, that's a fantastic score. I mean, last year we had a guy who shot 15 under
the hole
in champ flight,
Yeah.
and he used to play on the Corn Ferry. So if you're listening, I mean, PGA professionals can actually play on this tour. There's no if you're a pro, you
affiliate
can't play
thing, right?
because it's all based on handicap. Like I said, I mean, there's guys in the champ level and nationally that are solid sticks, but it's amazing with how they actually do the math on people. So if you're listening, you don't have a handicap, you don't need one. You can just play one.
They adjust you accordingly.
Make it as close as you
Did
think
you
you
go
are,
in with one?
and they'll adjust
I did
you.
not. I actually went in telling
Good example.
Adam, all right, so here's an example. I went in and I told Adam I shoot basically bogey off. I shoot in the 90s. He said, all right, we're starting in D flight. I think I started off at like a 22 handicap. And it's got me now, adjusted me down to like I'm a 19.4, but I never had a GIN. I never had anything at all. I'm right there competing with the guys, my level. There's really no sandbaggers at all. You'll get exposed. You'll get talked about if you are sandbagging for sure.
Or if you're just successful, sometimes.
Oh, yeah,
for sure.
The crazy
They're always
part
shooting
is-
the scores. I mean, that's the thing about the tour is that, obviously nobody wants to lose. But the nice thing is that if you look at a lot of the scores for each flight, I mean, they're there at the bottom part of their flight. You know what I mean? So if you're a flight player, 4.0 to an 8.9, and the guy comes in and shoots a 76, people might get mad, like, oh, you shot 76, I shot 81.
But that's in
It's like,
his
well,
flight.
yeah, I mean, so, that's what's funny about this tour is that's the competitive part of it because now not only you're having a good time, but you're gonna sit in your car and think, man, I lost my 2 strokes, and then next thing you know, you're gonna be doing something that you may not have done in years. It's called putting your clubs in the car and going to a driving range.
Yeah, right.
Or you'll be sitting at your bed at night because you can't sleep, and instead of watching Facebook or something, you're on YouTube typing in how to be a better putter or how to chip from 40 yards. Because now next thing you know, you're coming to the next event and you're going to be putting, cleaning your shoes maybe, or scraping your clubs, or getting a new hat because you want,
Right.
And if you're a bad putter, let me give you a rule of advice as a teacher here: you don't need a new putter.
No, it's
Just
never
go
the
on
putter.
YouTube, type in how to be a better putter. You'll be good.
Change your grip.
You know what the crazy part is? Like, I lost probably 3 tournaments when I had the lead.
Yeah.
With that being said, I think the gin, it's the gin.
Gin, yeah.
Anybody can have a gin.
Right.
You guys go to Fair Park, right? And you get in your cards and you're like, all right, I probably shot like an 84, 85.
Right.
You type that in, realistically, you probably shot 90. A gin's only going to hurt you if you're not putting in the exact score.
Absolutely.
Because, like, for
You're
me,
going to
example,
eventually get exposed.
right. So I
You're
agree
gonna
with
get exposed.
Anthony. I'm probably a bogey golfer, maybe a stroke or 2 better. Than bogey golf.
Right.
But I'm a bogey golfer.
Yep.
If you look up on your phones, Google your average score for a normal person in today's golf is 100 plus.
Yeah.
So if you're better than 100 plus, you're better than
You're
the
a
average
golfer.
Joe.
We
I
talked
think it was
about
like
that.
74%
Last week, I
of
think,
the
a couple
country
weeks ago.
can't break 100.
You know what's
Yeah,
crazy?
seen that.
In the
You-
world,
In
actually.
the world.
You were talking about courses earlier. We played this last year. We played a 2-day
Practice
event.
for like 2 years.
I'm not bringing this up, yes, because I won it again.
Yeah.
But Highland Golf Course, or no, not Highland, McGregor.
Yeah, McGregor Lakes.
Bro, the whole course is white staked.
I was gonna
The
say
entire course.
what
And
course
litter-
has
And
what?
littered with homes.
Well, I was
Yes.
gonna say that's the one with the white stakes on the left side. I was so mad. I think I was playing with Don Frame. Awesome dude. Shout out to Don. But I go up and I was playing with somebody, Mikey, and I went up and I'm like, I mean, I couldn't. It really like looked like it was right on the line of the white stakes, and Don came riding up and looking, and oh no, gotta go back and hit another ball.
Well, the crazy
PTO
part
off.
is the crazy
I
part
was-
is about states is that
It was
you just have to. That's why you hit 2 balls, and then when you get to the ball with the white stake, whether it's red or white, you just have to find the other stake and do a direct line, and that's how you could tell if you're out of bounds. For example, McGregor first tee, I went to a playoff hole, and the guy sunk 2 balls off the box into the driving range.
Oh shit!
Well, the driving range is automatically out of bounds.
Right.
So me being smart, I just took out my 6-iron and put it out like 180.
yeah.
That's how you got to play it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's smart in a situation like that for sure. Adam, did I overhear you the other day? So you had 9 hole-in-ones.
Yeah.
9
Yeah,
hole-in-ones.
since I've been playing it since I was little. Actually, I was
Holy
gonna bring this.
shit.
I've been playing for so long, but I've actually had one last year. I had one over at Town Colony on 8 Blue.
Okay.
I used a gap wedge and spun it past. I hit about maybe 15, 20 feet past the hole, and it spun back right in. But one of the funny hole-in-ones that I had was playing in a 2-man best ball, and I ended up having a hole-in-one. And I'm like, wow, that's easily a skin, right?
Right.
And I remember this hole was like 170. I hit my 7-iron. There was a little wind in my face, and one hop in, and I'm coming in thinking, oh, this is big money, And someone else had a hole in one in the same hole.
No
That
shit.
was the most incredible thing. I couldn't believe it. He's like, we have one skin. We have an eagle on this hole. And I'm like, is that me? Like an eagle? I mean, that's technically a hole in one.
Right.
And he's like, no, your hole in one didn't stand. I was like, wait, what? Wait, what?
A hole-in-one doesn't stand.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That
But,
is crazy.
Yeah, I've had 9 total in my lifetime. So
Damn, that is nuts. That is
Yeah.
absolutely. We had a guy in our golf league. We do figured as a four club impossible pin, and on the 9th hole, it slopes left or right. He drained one for a hole-in-one on the impossible pin up in
Jeez,
the.
that's solid. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
And
pretty-
who had one on the second hole in a pitch putt?
Steve,
Steve,
Steve
right?
had one on
Yeah,
two
last-
this year. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
last
was
year.
pretty dope. I got to witness that one myself.
That's awesome.
So we
Actually, quick story is I think one of the greatest shots I've ever seen live was a few years back at Fox Run in Johnstown.
okay.
That's where I grew up. But I remember it's a 290-yard par 4. We played there 2 years ago on that 2-day, and it wasn't in this tournament. But I remember I was playing a hole in front of them, and we just finished. We were teeing off, and I remember a guy just took. I don't know what he hit, 3-wood driver, and
Yeah.
just hit the front of the green and rolled in for a hole-in-one on the par 4. It was that probably might be the most craziest shot I've ever seen. But
That's sick.
yeah,
Have you guys ever heard the story about John Daly at Shaker Ridge?
No,
Seriously?
no.
Wow, this is crazy. You heard this one?
No.
There we go.
So, man, what
Exclusive.
hole is that?
Exclusive.
Daly playing Shaker Ridge. Huh?
Yeah. Like the one behind the airport up there.
Yeah.
So there's a hole. I want to say it's like 7,
Okay.
par 4, 290 from the white. So I think it's a little further
It's
back.
like 320.
Yeah, you have to go over a pond to get to the green. John Daly dunks it in the pond. Okay, takes a swig of beer, smokes a cigarette, gets up, smokes it, puts it in for a par. Puts it in for a par.
Puts it in.
Oh, his second shot.
Second shot, he drained it for yeah.
Wow, not
So we
really
got
hole in
so we
one,
got
but
so we got a par.
That's
It's crazy. You can,
That's awesome.
actually, I think you could go on YouTube and you can actually watch the
I'll
shot.
try to find that and see if I can find
Yeah.
it. They'll post it with
It's
this.
crazy.
With this.
That guy's amazing. What he does.
Let's get ready to wrap this up. We do a little segment, just random questions. Start off with a golf question and then just 2 random other ones. The golf one is, what do you guys think of Tiger Woods' new logo with the Sunday Red? Did you see that TaylorMade put out?
I haven't seen it yet.
No, you haven't seen it. It looks like almost like the Arnold Palmer logo with the fish or whatever the hell it is. Yeah.
Oh, the umbrella?
No,
it's like
not Arnold Palmer. Maybe the Ben Hogan one.
It's
I don't know. My phone's recording.
Has he come out with what clothing he's wearing?
It looks like he's going TaylorMade.
Sweet. Yeah,
Sunday
I figured,
Red.
I figured he would probably go that way. I thought maybe Adidas because
I'm glad he went Taylor Man. I just got some Taylor Man irons off of Ant, so I'm glad
He's
going
gonna
next direction.
make Taylor Made go skyrocket.
I like the way that tiger looks.
There's all
So-
stock.
Yeah, it's
It's weird.
People could say whatever they
Yeah, I
want.
don't really
It's a great
like
logo.
it either.
They can
Oh,
say
that's
whatever they
cool.
want about Tiger Woods. He still moves the needle and makes the golf
Oh,
world
absolutely.
millions of dollars.
I mean, we all
Yeah, he
probably
has
would.
one
He's
Right.
definitely gonna be fine.
Yeah.
With his
Most of us
own.
want to be playing
That
for
logo is
Way
tight.
more
That
level.
logo
He's
is
the
cool.
GOAT,
Go
Oh.
for sure.
no doubt.
Let's see. The other thing, two questions, real random, are the worst song you ever heard. I'm just plugging random shit. What's the worst song you ever heard?
Anything by Taylor Swift.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh!
man,
I'm
you
just
know,
messing,
bro,
I'm just
the
messing.
Swifties, I'm gonna get canceled now. All the Swifties.
Yo, I just
Oh,
watched.
yeah.
I just watched the Little Mermaid live movie, and every song was good, but they threw this one in that like the bird sings. Oh my god, it was awful. I was watching it with my two daughters. It was actually a really good movie. Everybody
Bro,
that
how many times having young kids does that those damn Disney songs they get stuck
stuck
in
in
their
there,
head?
but it was like
You're walking around the grocery
No,
store
what-
singing a
yeah,
Disney
what-
song.
What is the song that came out a while ago, like for the little kids, and they wouldn't stop singing it?
Frozen.
Baby Shark, Baby Shark.
Baby Shark.
Baby Shark.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Hands down, Baby
So
Shark.
good.
So bad.
Baby Shark.
But yeah.
So good. That's
Yeah,
probably it.
Sickening.
My actual song I can't stand is the newer one, but my wife and I will be driving to work and it'll come on and I immediately change it. It's that song that guy goes, "Put your loving hand."
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, I hear that,
Yeah.
and I'm like, nope, that's probably the
Change.
worst. I mean, it literally gives me a headache just hearing that guy's voice in the beginning.
Oh. Mine's the Usher and Little John. Yeah, that was the most overplayed song. Yeah, it was
You're probably gonna hear it in the Super Bowl.
Oh, you're gonna hear it, yeah, nonstop. Like it's 25 years old and you still hear it all the time. It's just
in the
that's so.
clubs too, and in the bars and whatnot.
Yep, I said to the DJ at our wedding, I said, bro, you can play any song you want, but if I hear that, I'm gonna lose my shit. I'll
You're
come over.
fired.
Yeah, I'm done. He's like, really? It's a banger. I'm like, bro, I don't want nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. Jay, what about you? What's your?
I mean, Baby Shark and stuff was actually pretty bad.
Yeah, that was it.
That makes you want to like kill
Uh,
yourself.
And then the last one, what would be your favorite TV character?
Shit.
Yeah, so you get you thinking a little bit.
You know, I would probably.
What for like?
I
Can we get
would-
more details of it? Can we
Is
get
it
more details like
I think
cartoon of TV?
Anyone.
Anything.
Just
I think
all
for me,
no matter
recently,
what.
Reacher. Have you seen that show? Amazon Prime Video.
I've seen. I haven't
It's
watched it
Reacher.
yet.
Dude,
Yeah.
that show is awesome.
That's the
probably
guy
my
from
favorite.
like Blue Mountain State and all that.
Yeah,
What's
that
that guy's
guy.
name?
That guy is an actual animal.
Favorite TV
Yeah, I like him.
character?
He's good.
What do you got, Ant?
It's between Walter White or Tony Soprano.
Those are
Between
two.
those two.
Those
I
are
mean,
good ones.
the two of the best shows, and I mean, great actors. But I gotta go with Tony. Tony
Yeah,
Soprano,
yeah.
the boss.
Well, Michael
It's
Scott.
so hard.
What do you got, Jay?
Go ahead. I don't know.
I'd have to go John Krasinski with John Ryan.
Okay.
All right.
Dude, let me see.
Oh,
So-
Jack Ryan.
Jack Ryan. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank
Jack
you,
Ryan.
Thank you, Jack
So
Ryan.
I never seen The Office, right? The first thing I ever seen him in was 13 Hours. The,
Yeah.
Oh,
Great
Ben
Benghazi movie?
Great movie.
Great movie.
right? It's on Netflix right now. So people are like, "Oh, you never seen him in The Office?" Now I watched then I started watching Jack Ryan. I still haven't watched The Office. I put The Office on. I'm like, this is two different people right now. Like this dude's such a good actor to be such a goofy comedian in The Office doing what he does, and then being a war dude in the 13 Hours is probably one of my favorite movies ever.
Have you seen Lip Sync Battle with him?
No.
You guys have to watch Lip Sync Battle.
I'll check
So
it out.
basically, what it is, you have all these actors and actresses,
Yeah,
and they go on and they battle each other in a lip sync.
yeah.
But they do it dressed up as the person.
Okay.
So like they had the one dude dressed up as Miley Cyrus doing Wrecking Ball.
Oh shit, that's great.
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
check
I think
that
I'm
out.
gonna change it up a little bit. I'll say the best character is Randy Marsh from South Park.
Yeah, I was gonna say you like
He's
that
a
too.
fucking
Hell yeah.
savage,
He
bro.
He's a South Park guy. Huh?
It's crazy. I've
Dude,
never
he's
watched
been
that.
a savage
neither. I never
for
really got into it.
fucking
Yeah.
the beginning, dude.
Never really
He's
got
the
into
core of South
Yeah.
Park, and people don't realize it.
Mine would probably be it's from this it's a series on Stars, Power. It's this dude
Yeah.
Tommy, oh man, what is his real name? Joe Soroka or something like that.
Now he's in Chicago.
Yeah, and I was in Chicago.
Yeah.
Dude, this guy he's just so like stupid that he's funny, and then he's like a good character for the part and shit. It's like a crime drug thing. It's a good show. He's probably my favorite. Every time I watch it, I'm sitting there just laughing at the time when I shouldn't be laughing at like what just happened, but the way he does it, he makes you laugh. You know, it's one of those things, the sick humor. But no, I just want to take the time, man. I really appreciate you guys for coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Any way I can help promote and get the name out there for you, definitely let me know. I'll definitely be looking at my schedule and try to compare what I can do for the events that don't coordinate with the pitch, putt, and puff. I am looking at having a tournament. I have more information actually tomorrow on that at the end of July. So if you guys are interested in coming out, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, yeah.
If you're not on tour or whatever.
Because we did that last year with your tournament, Anthony. We had a couple of Golf Week guys come out.
Yeah.
And we played because obviously if we don't have an event or if we don't schedule one around that time. But one thing to say in closing for me, in regards to the tour, before you wrap it up, is obviously amateurgolftour.net. But if anyone's listening and you're interested during the wintertime, you want to get out and swing, one of our sponsors this year is Next Gen Indoor Golf.
Nice.
They have the Latham and Malta location, but every Saturday morning, if you're interested in playing, shoot me a text, 518-705-0820. We play 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Really blast. I mean, you were there.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time.
We do fun formats, team formats. So if you're interested in playing, come on out. It's $40 to play 18. We usually do like a side pot, $25-$30.
Yeah.
Man, it's a great time. And then also anyone listening who's actually a business or anyone who's interested in becoming a sponsor and having signs up at every event and other perks to get your business out there for all the amateur golfers that actually play in the event. This year we have Sis Insurance, Precision Sports, and also Next Gen. Each event we have their own billboards and stuff for
That's cool. Like how you had
lined up on all over. We get your info on the website.
It was really an impressive setup. It really drew the attention to what was going on at the course that day for sure. Yeah, it was really cool.
Oh, you said so.
Yeah, Sis Insurance, and then like I said, you can text me if you're interested in becoming a business, and if you're a business, we offer 2-year sponsorship, so your information will definitely get out to all the golfers. Right now on our Facebook page, we have over 1,200 members on our Facebook page. If you go to Facebook, it's the Golf Week Amateur Tour New York Upstate. I post on there all the time, information, whatnot, videos and stuff. Information on the tour. Instagram, we also are on that as well. Anthony runs that one. Thanks to kudos to him for doing that. But
that's just New York amateur, New York Golf Week Amateur Tour.
But like I said, if you decide you want to get some swings in this winter, come out and play on a Saturday morning with us. Just let me know.
And doing something like this too is a good thing too. Like say you got a random Tuesday off and you got no one to play golf with. Doing things like this, it gives you more of the experience to get to know different people. Hey, what are you doing this day? You want to go play golf? More people to play golf with. Get you better playing with different people. Like I said, the competitive nature of golf really does make you get better for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, there's things that the friendships alone and the camaraderie you have with the guys and that stuff. But when we go to Hilton Head, we all get in a big old Airbnb. We get a big house. It's like 4 stories with an elevator. We've rented the last 2 years. This year, I had to share a room with one of the other guys. So it's like it's just. But that didn't matter to me because, like I said, you get to know the guys throughout the year, so you're almost like brothers.
Yeah, right.
It's like family.
That's how we are. I mean, so pitch putt puff guys.
And just one more thing for me too is it's all golfers, all skill sets, ages 14 up. Male and female can play. So if you are younger, between the ages of 14 and 16, we do recommend that you've been playing for a few years and you are, able to, keep up.
Sure.
But we know 14 and up is welcome to play. So all golfers, all skill sets. You're welcome any age of 14 up until you're 180. Good for you if you're still playing. But
no doubt.
Hell yeah.
Fairway Mike, shout out. What about you? You got anything?
I just encourage people to give it a try, man.
Yeah.
I know it's intimidating. Like you had said, you pulled up to Fair Park and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
So you get like people that are especially like the 2-day events. There's a lot of people that play in the 2-day events. Not only is it double points, like Adam said, yes, you are going to earn a little bit more money. It's a 2-day event.
Sure.
But they're cool. Like last year. So for example, last year to end the season, we did a 2-day event. Spa and then national. So nice. Like after Spa, like all the group, I had set it up. I know the owners of an establishment in Saratoga.
Sure.
I got it set up. We all went to a bar and just drank, ate, had a good time.
That's
And
awesome.
then everybody went their separate ways, and you know, you wake up the next day and you do it again.
Yep.
And just a competitive nature. You know, you can be competitive
Yep.
and still be cool with the guy or girl that you're playing against.
Sure.
You know,
Absolutely.
yeah, you're gonna be like, no, don't talk to me. But like once it's over,
Yeah,
it's like,
they
yo,
should
let's
know.
go.
The golf
Now,
etiquette,
you know,
they should know at that
yeah,
point when
yeah,
you're
yeah.
lining up over your shot.
100%.
Don't be out here giving me tips when I'm lining up over the ball. For
Yeah,
sure.
100%.
No, but I really appreciate you guys coming on. And what do you got to plug, man? I know you got the Upstate Golf Guys thing going. How's that going?
Yeah,
man?
that's going great. Roger's keeping me busy here. We're plugging along. We're gonna record on Monday night another episode. We have our intro out there, just introducing ourselves, and
Merch drop.
I got some merch out there. The merch I gave all the guys shirts
Shout out
with
for that.
old Uncle Sam holding a golf club. I love the logo.
There you go. That's pretty dope.
It's
logo.
great. But I have a lineup of guests ready to come on. I've been real busy just networking and getting things ready for the spring. Spring can't come fast enough, man.
We're getting
That's
there.
all.
We're getting there.
You know.
And then me and Jay got a big announcement. Well, there's a couple announcements. First one, I'm going to announce the next one next week. But this week we got our first sponsor, the 420 Bliss, located on Hoosick Street. They're going to be an official sponsor of the podcast. Homegirl Ty up there, she hooked us up. We got a bunch of different vape pens, bunch of literally edibles, pre-rolls, cartridges, you name it. So we're going to do basically like every other week, we're going to do a smoke sesh. And what we're going to do is sample most of these products and give our review
We're
on
gonna
them.
do a bunch of drugs.
We're going to do a bunch of cool shit. And with these
Legal
guys, like I said, looking forward to having a tournament with New York Auto Flower towards the end of the year. Going to get some different vendors up there, some guys from out of state looking to get Don't Get Greedy to pop out and set up a booth. Acorn Hills to pop out. Once again, check him out, acornhills.com. Promo code PPP15 to save 15%. But once again, I appreciate you guys for coming on. I'll definitely be at some events this year and see what this is all about. And any way I can help promote, if you got any big events coming up and you want to jump back on, feel free to reach out.
Anytime we want to talk golf, I'm available.
We'll set it up. No doubt.
Whatever I can do to help you guys too, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. Nah, we'll definitely. Hopefully, we'll get this Cape Cod thing situated. I get a few more of the boys on board, and we get it rolling.
Yeah, if the Cape Cod, I'm actually excited for that too because I'm going and we're gonna have a golf week versus the pitch putt and puff guys, and all I can say is the golf week tour. We ready?
Yeah, love it.
Buddy.
Love it.
Yes, sir.
That's our theme song for our nationals.
That's awesome. Nah, shout out to you guys, and like I said, we'll have some more content coming up. Tune into the YouTube page, Instagram page, and check these guys out. I'll put all the links in the description below. Jay, you got anything to close out? You're just happy about the 420?
Yeah,
my man.
You want to break the air bulls out.
Shout out.
I'm going up to Hoosick Street probably on Friday after work. Get ready for the weekend. Get up there.
That's the one in the Walmart Plaza.
Walmart
I
Plaza.
plan on going over myself actually.
Yeah, if you do pop in, tell them about you heard about. I don't get. They can't legally do any discounts or promo codes or anything like that because of New York State regulations. But tell them that you heard about them on the Pitch Putt Puff. Be greatly
I
appreciated.
plan on getting some nice rosin they got over there.
There you
Actually,
go. I'm checking the bag, man. I'll give you a little sample of something.
All right,
like that,
all right.
brother.
Thanks for the hospitality, guys.
No, absolutely, man. Appreciate you guys coming out.
Thanks, Raj.
No doubt. Boom.
Perfect.
Sit down.